Welcome, my friends, to the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast. I'm Deborah Deras, your host. Each week, you'll hear from top experts in the speaking industry who will share their insider secrets. Learn what works and what doesn't by hearing real stories of success and failure. My intention is to be your speaking coach to help you reach your goals faster and easier. I believe you are the messenger for the message. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of Be a Paid Speaker Now. This episode is sponsored by Be a Paid Speaker Now Academy. If you are an expert that is ready to get paid to be the messenger for the message, this self-study online video course is for you. It takes you step by step with what you need to do to become a paid speaker, whether you want to be a keynote speaker or a breakout workshop speaker or a facilitator. This training will give you everything you need that took 16 years for me to learn and over 40,000 for a fraction of that price at Be a Paid Speaker Now. And welcome back. This is Deborah Deras, and this is a very special episode of the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast. By popular demand, the social media goddess. Did you know I was the social media goddess? I know you know that I'm your host for this show, but in addition to that, for the past 5 years, have been paid to speak, to do consulting on social media marketing consulting. I've been working with El Camino College and the Small Business Development Center, Santa Monica College, and SCORE. Been working with the Vermont Slauson Economic Development Center, the City of Los Angeles, and the City of Hawthorne. Oh, and the Beverly Hills Chamber of Commerce, Inglewood Chamber of Commerce, Inglewood Business Resource Network Group, and also the South LA Business Networking Group. So, in all of these years of teaching social media marketing strategy, I realized wouldn't it be fantastic to help my professional speakers to be paid through social media, to book gigs on social media? Because the number one question that people ask me when they want to know about how I got started as a speaker or how they can do the same is, where do you find the gigs? And can I tell you something? Can I be really honest with you? I am not the cold caller. I'm not the kind of girl that gets on the phone. Hi, this is Deborah Deras. Would you like to hire me? That's not me. I don't do it. I haven't done it. I could do it. But why, when we have this wonderful thing called social media? For those that you speak Spanish, media social, right? We've got these platforms. They're called Facebook. They're called Twitter. They're called Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're going to talk about a few of those today and how each platform can bring you speaking engagements. Because there's two ways of doing marketing, right? There's outbound and inbound. And outbound is when you're doing the cold calling and the door knocking and the advertising and the direct mailings, postcards, all of that stuff. And then there's the inbound marketing where people come to you through your website, through your blog, through your podcast, through the search engine optimization keywords on your website, and through social media, right? And I say social media last because the other ones are very important as well. Website is very, very important. If you're a speaker and you do not have a website, contact me. I have lots of great recommendations for webmasters that specialize in speaking. So it's really, really important that you have a website because they need to know who you are, what you're an expert in, the topics you speak on, and how you can uniquely solve their problem. And they need to see that on video. So you don't need super expensive website. When I first started, I had a $10,000 website. You could probably get away with a $2,000, $2,500 website, but make sure it's optimized so that people can find you. Make sure you're giving great information on a blog or a podcast so people can come to your website, that it's relevant. Relevant. But that's not what we're talking about today. On another episode, I'll bring my favorite webmasters and we'll do some Q&A with them. Today, what I'm going to share with you is just a summary of how to get booked through social media. Let's start with my favorite, your favorite and mine, Facebook, right? If your face is all over this Facebook thing and you are not letting people know what problem you solve, then how are they going to hire you to speak? So I know a lot of experts because I was a professor for 16 years before I became a coach and marketing consultant. And I had all of these fantastic students with all of these amazing talents, but when you would go to their social media, you would see them maybe at a party, you would see them with their friends, but you wouldn't realize all of the unique talents and expertise they have. Because many people, especially women, especially in my Latino culture, it's not polite to brag, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to tell people that I'm speaking at this conference or that I'm an expert at this. But you know what? Like my Lithuanian Jewish grandmother used to say, if you don't tell them, nobody will know. So you do need to tell them. And you need to be clear on your social media, not just Facebook. Because what I say in the Be a Paid Speaker Now Academy, second module is clarity is cash. You have to niche to grow rich. People need to know as a speaker what is the bottom line that you're going to solve. What are the return on investment that you're going to give? What are the deliverables that are going to help the company, college, or organization grow and expand because they hired you? Why are they going to pay 5,000, 7,500, 10,000, 20,000 for you? What are you going to do for their organization? And this is what needs to be communicated on Facebook. What would a Facebook content calendar look like for a speaker? For example, maybe on Monday you could do a quote. Now, listen to me, friends. As much as we like Les Brown and Lisa Nichols and Rhonda Britton and Jan Van Zant, they are not you. So when you do a Monday motivational quote, use your quote, something that you say when you speak. Is it clicking in? Click it in. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? They need to know why to hire you. So your Monday motivation on Facebook, and this could be on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all the same, it needs to be a quote from you, something that you say specifically in your speech. So, one of the things that I say a lot is your ego is not your amigo, it's your enemigo. So, and then I would say dash deborahderas.com. And I always say the .com, this is why you want to have a website, because the purpose of this post is to get people to go to my website, look at my credentials, watch my video, and then hire me. That's how you get paid from Facebook or social media. Making sense? And usually they're not going to see one post and instantly hire you. It's a series of posts. That's why when you're hiring someone to do social media, it takes at least 90 days to 180 days to really see traction and to really get results. So you really want to look at that. Okay, so that's your Monday motivation. Tuesday, what I do on Tuesdays is tune in Tuesday for your podcast, your favorite podcast, Be a Paid Speaker Now. So that's what I do. But I don't do just like a boring post because one of the things I teach in my social media workshops is don't be boring. Be creative. Creativity is key when it comes to social media. So I use an app called Ripple, RIPL, and I animate my posts. Ooh la la. So it makes it into a video. Why is that important? Because people will watch videos over just flat posts over text or over pictures. So animating your post on Ripple, there's a free version, but it has their logo or a $9.99 a month version, very low cost and high return. So I would recommend that. They should be my sponsor for the show. Note to self, Ripple should be the sponsor. Okay, next, Wednesday. So what I like to do on Wednesday, you could do it. I'm giving you an example, okay? You could do whatever you want, but this is what I'm sharing with you. I do, and you could do whatever you want. So I do hashtag Wednesday Wisdom, and I'll give them a 1 minute video. How many minutes? One. That means 60 seconds. As a professional speaker, one of the things that we are responsible to do as professionals is stay within a time zone. Not a time zone, a time frame. So if they say you have 45 minutes or 22 minutes, or they cut you off, your 90 minutes became 48 minutes, you need to be able to adjust. So it's really important that you learn to speak clearly, succinctly, and on point. So doing these 1 minute videos will help you when you do your keynote speeches. Cool, right? So, what are your 1 minute videos on? Clarity is cash. What is the problem that you solve? It's the same thing. Whatever it is you're talking about, if you're a leadership expert, give your leadership tip. If you're a sales expert, give your sales tip. In your 1 minute video, think about the frequently asked questions that your audience or ideal clients have. And that is your 1 minute video. Simple, super simple, right? Okay, now we're on Thursday. I usually do a throwback Thursday where it's a picture of me speaking in front of a crowd. Why? Because it's social proof. It's showing people that, hey, I am out there. I've spoken at this conference, this one with Lisa Ling, that was cool. This one with Sednagram, that was awesome. This one with Rhonda Britton, Lisa Nichols. Wow, friends, that was pretty cool at the Women's California Women's Conference. So it's giving people proof that yeah, this girl's out there. Because when you're looking for a job, people want to hire people that have a job. When you're looking for a speaking gig, people want to hire experts that are out there speaking. Makes so much sense. My God, is this making sense? It is. Okay, let's get to Friday. So Friday, I usually do a Facebook Live. I call it TGI. Not TGIF because that would be boring and basic. So I do TGI. Thank God I'm awake, alive, and aligned. There you go. But you could do whatever you want. But I would recommend one time a week doing a quote, one time a week doing a 1 minute video, and one time a week doing a live stream. That's 3 times a week I'm asking you to post. I post every day because I'm the social media goddess and I just can. I just got it like that. I've just got ideas and I've just got content and I flow with it. But I don't want to stress you out. I know you're busy. A lot of my clients are doctors, PhDs. You guys are busy. You're doing surgery. Okay. I don't want you to worry. Oh my God, what am I going to post? In fact, if you are a busy person, I have a 3D program for you. You do it yourself. If you don't have time to do it, you delegate it. If you can't delegate it, then delete it because you can't have that weighing on your mind. 3D program. Do it yourself, make time, delegate it. You can find somebody. Onlinejobs.ph is great. Upwork is great. Word of mouth is great. Or delete it. Take it off your list. If you say, Deborah, I can't do social media right now. I'm focused on my website. Okay, focus on your website. Finish your website. Or if you say, Deborah, I can't do social media right now. I need to get my scissor reel. Cool. Get your scissor reel. Do it. So I am giving you resources, ideas, information, and inspiration. My intention is not to overwhelm you. Take everything one thing at a time. What I use is Basecamp. It's a project management software. And every week I give myself assignments to achieve my goals. And that's how I move myself along. If I didn't have weekly goals, I couldn't reach my quarterly goals or my annual goals. Break it down, break it down. Okay? All right, so that's Facebook. That's what I would do with Facebook. I also do a Saturday post. I think it's funny. It's called Abundance because I do dancing, samba, salsa, all that. So I say I put the abundance by dancing. So just to show people that I'm real, that I'm human, that I'm not just all work and no play. One of my favorite social media people is Kim Garst. Follow her; she's amazing. Garst. She does amazing Facebook lives. She's got a Facebook checklist. She'll inspire you. She'll ignite you. She will just everything. But she shows herself with playing hockey with her sons, her husband, her being real, living her life in Florida. So people do business with people they like, trust, and respect. So you can't look like you're this perfect machine, or it will look sterile and it will look like a machine is doing your posts. So humanize it by putting like 10% of your posts to be a personal. Another thing, 10% of your post should also be calls to action to get people to subscribe to your email list. So if you talk on leadership, you could give them a free ebook, 3 steps to be a competent leader. If you talk on sales, it could be 5 myths about selling. Whatever it is that people want, not just any people, who? Your ideal target market. Why? Clarity is cash. Clarity is cash. Do you hear I'm repeating? I do this when I speak because people can't retain a lot of information. You've got to give them appetizer, little bites, not a whole meal. They'll get full and they won't be able to retain it. You want to give people what they can receive. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. Okay, so now we've talked about Facebook. We're over Facebook. But I will tell you, I've gotten clients on Facebook. There was a company you may have heard of called Procter and Gamble. They contacted me to do a keynote speech through Facebook Messenger. Wow, that was pretty awesome. And I had been referred to them 5 years before and became friends with someone there. And they just saw my brand, that I was clear about the problem I solved. And because they saw my brand and it was consistent, they, 5 years later, hired me. Sometimes the sales cycle is long when it comes to speaking because people do conferences once a year and they want to have different speakers every year. And then they might want to have you back, but they need to see you. So consistency is really, really important. Speaking of which, I have a free ebook called The Social Media Goddess where you can get great information about strategy. What we're talking about right now is social media for speakers. Okay, next, let's talk Instagram. Did you know it's called IG by the millennials? IG. I was hired by NASA. Have you heard of them? It's a space center. They called me up and they said, we would like you to give a vision board workshop for our local high school students. Are you available? And I said, who's this speaking? And they said, NASA. And I said, we're located in Houston, Texas. And I said, NASA, do you have a budget? And they said, yes. And then it was on. So, but they found me through a hashtag. Can we talk hashtags for a minute? Because clarity is cash. If you are a professional speaker, you need to have in your bio on Instagram professional speaker, keynote speaker with a hashtag. Did you know on Instagram people can follow hashtags? And you're thinking, who at NASA's on Instagram? Well, guess what? There are these wonderful people called millennials. They're 18 to 33 and they work for different companies like NASA. And that's where they go to find things. Instagram, YouTube. So in your bio, make sure you put professional speaker. I have clients that I've trained, and the first thing I say to them is, no one will know you're a speaker unless you tell them, and you have to tell them on your social media. So you put it into your bio. I put Latina speaker, professional speaker, peak performance speaker, have those keywords in there. And then every post, you also want to have those hashtags. Did you know, fun fact, you're able to post 30 hashtags? Why is that so important on Instagram? Because it enables you to get new people to follow you. Another thing that's really important on Instagram is that you collaborate with other people that are in your field. So if you do stress management and you know somebody else that does like work life balance and it's a different topic but it's similar audience, you can tag that person and grow your audience by tapping into theirs. It's the power of synergy and collaboration. It's one of the things I talk about in the Social Media Goddess ebook, the socialmediagoddess.com. It's free. Grab it. So the other thing you want to do on Instagram is you want to think, I have my handy dandy post-it notes, okay? You want to think of Instagram very visually. There's these squares, right? And people look at 6 squares at a time. You want to make sure that these squares connect with your brand. So if your brand, like my brand is inspiration, empowerment, and transformation. So every square should represent that. Okay. The other thing you want to make sure is to stick with the color palette. This is your brand. And this is what I call in the BS Paid Speaker Now Academy your calling card. What is your claim to fame? What do you want to be known for? Are you Tony Robbins, who's known as the peak performance expert, high achievement speaker? Are you Mel Robbins, the procrastination expert? Are you John Kabat-Zinn and you talk about mindfulness? What is your claim to fame? Your 6 squares, the first 6 squares they see, should show that. And it may be nice to post a picture of your little nephew or to post a picture of you and your friends happy hour, but not on your business Instagram because you want it to constantly be selling you. It's okay once in a while to show a personal photo, like I said, 10% of the time, but not every time. If you want to do an Instagram that's every time you out there doing whatever you do, golfing, tennis, whatever your thing is, start a separate page for that. But this one, this is your Instagram for speaking business. You want it all focused on your speaking topic. So there's a wonderful speaker. I love him. His name is Jonathan Sprinkles. His Instagram is fantastic. So he'll have like a tweet. where he gives a motivational quote, and then I'll have a picture of him speaking on stage with another quote, and then he'll maybe have a video showing him interacting with people or testimonials of people saying, Jonathan was fantastic, blah, blah, blah. Cool, right? Cool. I think it's if you just look up Jonathan Sprinkles or jonathансprinkles.com, you'll find him. He's fantastic. Okay. So you want to make sure that your Instagram is on brand, that it's selling you and showcasing you in your best light. Then there's something else on Instagram. Do you know about Instagram stories? Ooh. So there's a little button on Instagram where you could take a picture and you could take also a video. As a speaker, I have found I get hired by my speaking. So I like to do video. I like to do video on the stories. So I'll tell people, oh, okay, if you want to have peak performance, you need to every 90 minutes take a break, right? Whatever, I'll give a little tip. So it's important for you to give your little tips. And stories are recommended for throughout the day. Think of it like a meal plan: breakfast, snack, lunch, and dinner. If you have another snack later, cool, that's five. Some of you are like, ain't got time for that. Okay, you don't have time for it. That's fine. You can do it, you can delegate it, or you can delete it. I'm just telling you what I do. You don't have to do anything. You can do it, you can delete it, you can delegate it, okay? But Instagram stories, especially in the millennial market, where many of the people that work for the companies you want to be at, especially technology companies, those Googles, Amazons, they have younger people working there. You want to make sure that you are where your ideal client is. And Instagram stories are great. There's also Instagram Live, which you could do. And that is another fantastic way to get in front of your target market. The other thing that I love to do on Instagram is I use Linktree, linktr.ee. And what it does is it enables you to have multiple links on your Instagram. And having those multiple links will enable you to have one, your email list, get the people on the list. Then you can have your YouTube channel, which will showcase your videos of you speaking. Three, you could have your website. Another one, you could have your podcast or your blog. And another one, maybe you have an online course that you're selling. You can have that or a product like a book. Fantastic, right? Instead of just having them go to one place, you can have them go to multiple places. Oh my God, I'm hot. All of this social media talk is making me hot. It's okay, friend. Let's keep going. Okay, so that's Instagram, IG for short, as we like to call it. We did Facebook, we did Instagram. Let's talk YouTube. Do you know that there are billions of eyeballs on YouTube? Why? If you are going to buy a TV today, it will be a smart TV, like a Roku kind of TV, or have Google Chrome or Amazon or Apple TV kind of thing. It's no longer 247 like it was back in my day. It is now YouTube, Spotify, and then the other channels, DirecTV, HBO, whatever. So you being on YouTube gives you the ability to be in people's households. So maybe there's an HR manager that's looking to hire a leadership speaker and they're on the weekend going to watch TV. They turn on YouTube. Guess who's there? You, my friend. You in their tube. And they're like, "Great. Now I could recommend that speaker." But if you're not on YouTube, they can't find you. Another thing, when people buy new cars, what's happening in these cars? They come with a panel that has smart apps like YouTube, like Spotify. That's why I have my podcast on Spotify and YouTube. So I can be discovered, so I can be found. You too can be discovered. You too can be found. But you need to put yourself on YouTube. Now, you don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to be a YouTuber where you have tons of videos. You just need to have a couple. One is your sizzle reel. What is your sizzle reel? It's a 1 to 2 minute video that features you speaking live at a variety of events, maybe three events, shows you maybe on TV being interviewed, shows you in action with people, and gives people a sense of what they're going to get when they hire you. And that's a sizzle reel. My first sizzle reel I ever had in 2002 was like 15 minutes long. Then I had a 5 minute one. Then I went down to a 2 minute one. Now I'm going down to 1 minute. Yes, excited about that. So why do we need to have a sizzle reel? It's basically like an actor's reel acting reel that's going to get us hired. People can't just look at a website with words or look at a business card and say, oh, this is a great person. They need to see us in action. They need to see us speak. How are they going to do that? Through our scissor reel. Okay, next. You might want to have a video of you speaking in front of a crowd. I have my Procter and Gamble keynote. I have a lot of other live things that I've done just because it shows your content and really gives people the best of you. The whole point of YouTube is to provide excellent quality content that people want to know. So when you do your YouTube channel, it should be really, really clear what they're going to get from your channel, what you're going to deliver. But I have to tell you, Google is the second, YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. And guess who owns YouTube? Google. Google owns YouTube. They bought it for a really low price. It was like in the millions. Could have been sold for the billions, but whatever. They got it. And guess what? Any platform that Google owns, they give preferential treatment to. How do I know? Because I'm the social media goddess. And when you Google yourself and your content, you will notice that YouTube, Google Plus comes above Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Why? Because Google owns it. Of course they want to have what they own to be on top. Make sense? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, if you had a coffee shop and you were selling iced tea, put the iced tea that was your iced tea in the front? You would. It's just good business. So that's what they do. It may not be fair, but they own the internet. So, all's fair. So I was able to book my largest contract to date from YouTube. It was $60,000. It was quite a big contract. It was through an agency that hired me to do work for Verizon. Have you heard of Verizon? I saw Verizon on my horizon, and I did a series of 10 speaking gigs. Fantastic. Through YouTube, they found me from seeing a video. And at that time, I wasn't doing social media marketing, and they wanted me to speak on apps. And I was like, I don't know if I could be an expert on that. And they said, we like your energy and enthusiasm, and we'll give you a script. Fantastic. So that was my first opportunity to turn my speaking into being a spokesperson, which is a whole other stream of income. Why the heck not, my friends? I say, why the heck not? And that's what you should be saying. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. So that is fantastic. And that's why I always have my YouTube on my Instagram linked. I also have my YouTube on my Facebook linked. You always want to be cross promoting all I was going to say pollinating, cross promoting all of your platforms. Speaking of platforms, let's go to the next one. What am I leaving off? Facebook, then we have Instagram, then we have YouTube. Oh, LinkedIn. Did you know that the majority of Fortune 500 companies have their C suite, CEO, COO, CTO all on LinkedIn? It's like getting the golden Rolodex of everybody that you would ever want to connect with using the 3 degrees of separation. It's not even 6 degrees, it's 3 degrees. Because if you know someone that knows someone, they can introduce you to that someone else. Trust me. I just checked my LinkedIn and it was like just uploading my email was 3,000 connections. Fantastic, right? Amazing. And it's the same social media marketing content that you put on Facebook. In fact, LinkedIn is a little bit more lenient because Facebook is pay to play. If you are posting on your business page and not boosting ads, you're not going to get much traction. That's why I post on a professional friend page. But with LinkedIn, you can post a link, no problem. They'll show it. Whereas Facebook, they'll only show it if you're paying to boost that. Right? So LinkedIn's fantastic. And there are recruiters, HR people that are constantly searching, looking for employees, looking to recruit people. And HR managers, guess who they hire? Speakers. Guess where I'm going in October? Florida, South Florida, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. Guess how I got hired to be the keynote for this amazing Human Resources Association? LinkedIn. They just read my bio. So make sure, please make sure that it says your name and then it says your title, and your title should be professional speaker. Or I like to be specific because clarity is cash, and I know my calling card is my claim to fame is I am a peak performance Latina speaker. What am I? Peak performance Latina speaker. So because I'm a peak performance Latina speaker, I have that in the copy. It is right there, making me a subject matter expert. Then when you go through my description, I have the keywords. Make sure you're putting keywords in your description. So, so important. The keywords in your description is going to enable you to be found because LinkedIn is a database, just like Facebook, just like YouTube. And people need, the algorithm needs to lead to you. And if you don't have the keywords, it's not going to show you the groups that are in your industry that you're an expert in. It will show you the keywords that you've from jobs you worked at before. So it's really important. You're in charge of your brand that you put the words that are your keywords. The other thing that you could do on LinkedIn that you may or may not know is you could write a blog. It's called article. You just go to post and you click on article and you just write down. And you can take the blog from your website and put it on there. You can also upload YouTube videos. Ah, how convenient. Right on your LinkedIn. You could also, because LinkedIn bought SlideShare, upload a PowerPoint presentation showcasing that you're an excellent speaker. I wouldn't give away all the goods, my friend, because then why would they need you? But just give away, a template that's like a generic template that would make them want to hire you to get more. A wonderful person that does this is Carlos Gill. He's fantastic. He used to be a Snapchat expert. Now he's just social media expert and he's just amazing. And I found one of his PowerPoints through SlideShare and was able to connect with him on social media. I learned so much from him, right? So that's another thing that you can do. Speaking of groups, I have so many hacks for groups. I taught a LinkedIn workshop on how to get business on LinkedIn. And while I was teaching the workshop, ended up booking a $5,000 gig. It's so awesome. You teach what you need to learn, my friends, and I learned a lot from myself. So I have so much more to share with you. And I highly recommend you get the Social Media Goddess ebook because it's in there. It's the socialmediagoddess.com. So LinkedIn is good for hashtags. You only want to have three. There's social media etiquette. So the only platform that you really want to have 30 hashtags is Instagram, and those you want to put in the comments so they're discreet. Facebook, three. Google Plus, three. LinkedIn, three. We didn't talk about Google Plus, but it's basically the same as LinkedIn. But the best thing that I love about Google Plus is its organic SEO because you get all of the benefit of it's being owned by Google, so of coming up in the search. Cool. Okay, my friends, I'm sweating. I'm working up a sweat. I don't know what to say. I think we need to close this podcast because this is too hot to handle. This information is just a lot and you need to process it. You need to digest it. So let's all take a breath. Let's summarize. How about that? Okay, number one, Facebook. Facebook is ideal if your target market is 35 to 55. These could be HR managers on the weekend that are just scrolling for bachata dogs and they find you because you're giving great content on your Facebook Live, on your motivational message, on your 1 minute video, all of that. Then we talked about IG. You know what that is? Instagram. I went to NASA. Wow, from Instagram. Instagram is fantastic. I've booked weddings. I officiate weddings through Instagram. This woman from Italy saw me doing a post. The key thing is to stay on brand. Every single social media platform should answer the question, what problem do you solve? What is the pain or problem that your audience has that you solve? And don't confuse your audience with your client or patient. I have a lot of doctor clients in my Be a Paid Speaker Now academy, and they're thinking that their patients are their audience. Their patients may or may not be their audience. It may be an association group, it may be an HR group, it may be a college or university. So don't get confused with who your target audience is. That's what I help you to do when I do coaching. Next, let's talk about YouTube. So YouTube is fantastic. Why is YouTube fantastic? Because as a speaker, what do people need to see you and hear you do? Speak. People hire people by visually seeing it, auditory hearing it, and kinesthetically feeling it, right? So they need to get your vibe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So having videos on YouTube are fantastic. You don't need to be an influencer and post a video every week. I'm just asking for a 1 minute sizzle reel. If you have another video that's good quality of you speaking at a conference where people can hear and see you, put it up there. You can even make playlists of content that your people would like I had a meditation playlist because I talk on mindfulness when I do peak performance. So that was very beneficial because anytime that you keep people on YouTube, YouTube rewards you by driving more traffic to your channel. Cool. Fun fact. Only the social media goddess knows that. The social media goddess. .com. Okay. Then we talked about, of course, our favorite, LinkedIn, because that's where the corporate people are. If you want to make money in speaking, corporate is where it's at, my friends. I mean, you can do nonprofit, you can do government, you can do college, you can do education, but corporations are where the money is. Corporations. So, where do you find these people? On LinkedIn. C suite is all there. What do? Same content that you do on Facebook, but you have more leeway because you could do links. You could do a blog. You could do an affirmation. A motivational quote. You could do 1 minute video. You could take your Facebook Live, download it to your phone, upload it to your LinkedIn. You could do so many things. You could post in groups where your target audience is. You could put a slide share with your PowerPoint. You could write an excellent description. You could use the keywords and the hashtags, and you're in. You're speaking. You're paid to speak. So I hope this was very helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, reach out to me. I appreciate your reviewing this podcast, giving it 5 stars because it's great. And if there's any questions that you have, any topics that you want me to speak on, let me know. I am here to serve you. This whole podcast is to help you to be a paid speaker now. So thank you so much for tuning in. This has been sponsored by the Be a Paid Speaker Now Academy, where you can learn to turn your expertise into a professional speaking career, to monetize your message and be that messenger for the message to inspire, transform, and change the world with your speaking. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Join us next week for more juicy secrets to get you paid to hit that stage. If you'd like to grab my free ebook on how to be a confident speaker, go to www.deborahderas.com/speak now. And remember, if you would like to grab my free ebook on how to be a confident speaker, go to www.deborahderas.com/speak now. And remember, you are the messenger for the message. See you next week.